protection, impact of agriculture to environment, and Piotr will tell us more about nutrient recycling practices that he's been working on in the recent project that I had the pleasure to work with him, which is my Mainstream Bio.
Thank you, Magda. My name is Piotr Skowron. I am a researcher from Institute Soil Science and Plant Cultivation, Department of Plant Nutrition and Fertilization. I would like to say some about nutrient recycling practices, some projects connected with this subjects, and some details about policy. Let's start with definitions. Nutrient recycling is the overall process where nutrient-rich biomass, nutrient-rich matter is utilized and managed to back it into the cycle of plant system, the soil, improve the soil quality. It's a source of nutrients for plants. When we talked about nutrient recycling practice, we understand that it is activity where we would like to recover nutrients from the same nutrient-rich matter from organic waste, water, and we finally return them to agricultural land as recycled nutrient fertilizers. Nutrient recycling is very complex issue. It requires communication, participation, and cooperation. Policymakers, municipalities, biomass producers, of course, farmers, and of course, scientists. Nutrient recycling practice should help reduce waste and pollution, should improve soil health, should improve soil quality, and of course, increase crop yields. We have some challenges when we talked about nutrient recycling and when we talked about modern agriculture. One of these challenges is that food production needs many nutrients, especially nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And when we need big amount of food, we need a very big amount of fertilizers, which give nutrients to plants. Also, the production and transportation of mineral fertilizers require huge amount of energy, huge amount of resources, huge amount of fossil fuels. Next thing is, for example, resources of phosphorus, which are very limited and long-term renewable, because cycle of phosphorus is very long. So according to last information, in Europe, for example, resources of phosphorus are bigger than we thought earlier, because in Norway miners found very big resource of phosphorus, about 70 billions of tons ready to explore. At the figure, you have a graphic presentation that when we taking into consideration nutrient recycling practices, we see here various stages, various options, many technologies. When we would like to convert, for example, manure to higher quality final product, like for example recycled nutrient fertilizers. As understand, we heard many details about European Green Deal, but I would like to say about this initiative that in the European Green Deal, one of our target is reduce nutrient losses by 50%, which should reduce using of fertilizers by 20%. It is very important target for us. We don't know is it possible in 100% or not, but in Green Deal's Farm to Fork program, we can find another tool to supporting of nutrient recycling. It is integrated nutrient management plan. This plan is focused to sustainable application of nutrients and stimulate the market for recovered nutrients. Also support nutrient recycling common agricultural policy, when we can find many practice about nutrient management, fertilization planning, and we can find support to nutrient recycling in circular economy action plan, where we can have goals like reducing waste and reducing dependence of raw materials and reduction of greenhouse gas emission. We can find support for nutrient recycling only in policy. In policy, for example, in Water Framework Directive and Nitrates Directive, regulation about fertilizers, and Waste Framework Directive. Nutrient recycling is strongly supported by HELCOM, Helsinki Commission, in Helsinki Convention, in Annex to this Convention, Annex number 3, Part 2, Regulation 2, Part Prevention of Pollution from Agriculture. We can find number 12, where we find some recommendation about nutrient recycling. In next document from HELCOM, we can find support to nutrient recycling too. It is Baltic Sea Action Plan. We can find there some measures to enhance the use of recycled nutrients in agriculture, develop safety requirements for recycled nutrient fertilizers, and many more. And the most focused for nutrient recycling is Baltic Sea Regional Nutrient Recycling Strategy, which should help build the foundation for agricultural bioeconomy, circular bioeconomy around nutrient recycling in the specific area, which is Baltic Sea region. We should say that nutrient recycling practices are very important for European Commission, very important for Joint Research Center. European Commission would like to, in the near future, propose a new type of fertilizers, renewed fertilizers, which are nutrient recycling, nutrient fertilizers, of course. And it is this group is a new kind of fertilizers where you can find a very higher amount of nitrogen, higher amount of mineral nitrogen than in manures. And this type of fertilizers could be used for fertilization in not under limitation of nitrates directive. 170 kilograms of nitrogen is a limit for using manure for fertilization, and this type of fertilizer will not under this limit, and as I said earlier, contain significantly higher amount of nitrogen. And of course, nitrate recycling is in the middle of many scientific projects. For example, project which was mentioned earlier, Mainstream Bio. We take part in this project. We have more big amount of activities, of course, but one of activity is establish best database of best practices for improved nutrient recycling. We collected more than 30 nutrient recycling practices. Of course, possibility for collection of nutrient recycling practices in Europe is bigger. We can collect significantly more. I'd like to show you some examples of nutrient recycling practice. Of course, one from this database. First one is slurry acidification. It is treatment of slurry by sulfuric acid, and ammonia is binded by sulfates, which reduce losses of ammonia by 50 to 70%. Acidified slurry is safer than regular slurry, and it could be used for fertilization by special equipment. Another Second nutrient recycling practice is manure or digestate separation. We have some methods of separation for two phases, solid and liquid. And important in this process is that we can find in liquid phase more nitrogen and potassium, and we can find in solid phase more phosphorus. It means that we can distribute in different way these two types of phases. And it is very easy to manage nutrients in fertilization process. When we put our interest on the more projects, I would like to present you pork safety project. We take part in this project. We develop in this project method of hygienization of organic waste like sewage sludge and digestate, which can be contaminated by microbiological elements, bacteria, parasitic, and it is impossible to use it for fertilization. We develop a method of sowing selected plant species on prepared sewage sludge and digestate. And this process transforming sewage sludges and digestate to recycled nutrient fertilizers, and of course destroy microbiological contamination here, and could be used for fertilization, because it find limitation, low limitation of these types of fertilizers. And last one project in which we can take part, and we take part in Synergy, a project of circular nutrients for sustainable Baltic Sea region. It is project focused to overall process of nutrient recycling, taking into consideration establish standards for safe and sustainable recycling of nutrients, develop strategies for implementation nutrient recycling, working for increase of acceptance this kind of fertilizers, recycled nutrient fertilizers, and of course improve policy to most commonly use of this type of fertilizers. That's all. Thank you for your attention.